So I got this idea that I'm gonna make a candelabra out of cedar. Now, I've got some cedar already blanked down some, and then I've got some that isn't blanked down yet, but these are gonna be the upper candlestick holders. This is gonna be the center one, and then I'll take some more of it and make some shorter ones because this one's gonna be fairly long. But kind of the design of this thing will be that we'll have a base that comes up at a curve, and we'll have this curve a little bit, and then it'll have a shelf here with the center spire coming out, and then 4 smaller spires coming out, and that'll be basically the whole thing. Now the deal is I'm going to use this totally out of cedar, and there's cedar logs and stuff like the blank that I just showed you. So from the top down view, there'll be the centerpiece, and then I'll have this squared off in the center to put this together, but it'll have around, 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 and around with our candlesticks out here for our little ones. So it'll be kind of a square pattern, so it'll be rounded out, and I just don't know exactly how far that's going to round out yet because I've still got to cut everything up to make it. But the idea is that we'll have it on a base so that you can put a wreath or something or whatever you want around it, or something to that effect, on your table, and then the candlesticks will sit up higher with candlestick, 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 so you have a nice centerpiece for your table. So since I've got this one chucked up, I'm going to go ahead and clean it off and start making the center candlestick and see what we get out of this and see how pretty this is going to look. Because I think this one's going to be all red through here once I take the bark off. Should make a nice center spire. So as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I'm going to make this kind of big around instead of being really tiny. So I want to have all this detail come out as much as possible. So I think about here is going to be my upper piece. I'll go in a little bit here to make a piece there, and then try to shape this out a little bit and come down to about here on this. We'll see where this gets to. This is so pretty, I almost don't want to mess with it and leave it just like this and leave it alone, just to look at it. But we're going to take it in a bit and see what we get, because I got to get these out of here, and then we'll see what we can do for shape. And I got to take that one out. Now let's see what type of pattern we make out of this as we take this in for the upper piece of the candlestick. Change which gouge I'm using. I've got to take that in a little bit more. I was hoping not to have to do that too much because I like this shape up here. And I'm kind of letting the wood kind of dictate what shape it takes by just looking at the wood as I take a little bit off here and there, and kind of, so this is going to be my bottom, my top. Got a little bit more to go there, but that is pretty. I want to leave some of this white in here if I can, but we'll see what the wood tells me it's going to do. Okay, that's almost there. Let's see, do I want a catch cup? I'm going to make that a catch cup. Say, oops. Yeah, that gouge's pretty bad. That might have changed my workpiece. Let's see what happens. Let's see how well I recovered it. Okay, a little bit more to go off there. bit of scratching in there. So I gotta take a little bit more out of this piece. Okay, I really think I kind of like that shape. So candlestick will go from here, and then we've got our main candle piece, and then the rounds here. Let's see, does this look kind of even? Yeah. That looks kind of even, and that has a really pretty pattern to it. And let's see what it'll stand up to. Take this down to a point where I can get a recess into my wood deck, so I can glue this down on it, and that should be about the end of this piece once I sand it out and make it look pretty. And now to make it where to hold a candle on the top. Because this shape is this way, this dictates how the shape of the small pieces are going to be, and they're going to be about this long, but they're going to have this shape to here and then go back to a solid base or a wide base like this. So this is going to make two of them most likely, and if I just look here at the length on two of them out of this piece, and just have to find good areas to do this out of, and make two of them and then another two of them out of another piece of this, all off the same branch. So as you can see, I'm got a little ways to go to cut this down in to what I'm going to make it to, and we'll see what happens with it. So I'll make the one, and then I'll come back here and I'll work on making this one. I think that's looking pretty good in comparison to the other piece. And we got these about the same, so that's good for me. And just need to sand and smooth it out. Let's see, and this looks like about the same diameter, top and bottom there, so that should be good. Okay, now that we got the first outer one done, we can kind of copy its dimensions to a piece of paper so I can transfer it down the other side. So when you look at it, it has the feeling of being a piece that's been around for a few years, not something that was just made. I want it to look like it's been used a lot, that somebody's enjoyed it, even though it's all fresh at this time. So the next thing to make is the base. So the base is going to be this end of this log, and this is going to be the shelf pieces. And because my main theme was kind of a round in and out, I need to do that to this. So I'm probably going to come up just a little ways and then cut myself in and come back out to where it'll catch on the base. See, how high up off the table should I have these things sit? I'm thinking 5 to 6 inches. So let's work with, let's see, a 6-inch base, 6-inch stand for this candle set. That way if you had to grab it, you could reach under and grab it with your hand to move it while it's hot. So I think that's probably a good idea, to have enough room to grab it with your hand and lift it. Now to do a whole lot of sanding on this, because that's bad. But that gives you a hand grip to be able to carry your candle base around. Well, it's starting to get a little smoother. Okay, now that I skipped showing you the step of sanding and varnishing this thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in over here and over here so that I can break this out. Well, there's the base. Thank you for watching part 1 of making a candelabra entirely out of cedar logs. Watch part 2 to see how the base and the final assembly is completed.